Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Up the U's, the channel dedicated to my love and hopefully your love, all things Colchester United. As always, please head over to our Twitter and Instagram pages at Up the U's Official, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We start this week's episode off with our trip in the EFL Cup as the U's took on Championship side Cardiff City. First things first, I want to say a big shout out to everyone that made the trip to Wales on a school night. I was listening to the game on iFollow and we could hear you throughout from the first minute to the last. When we take a look at the stats, you would be led to believe that Cardiff were in control, and even though some Cardiff fans may say they were, we still gave them a really good game. Ruben Colwell was an absolute menace up top for the Bluebirds. He took his first goal really well, and Cardiff were lucky with their second goal after Owen Goodman spills a shot from Ollie Tanner, allowing Keon Etete to tap in from close range. But the U's didn't come to Wales to sit back and hit on the counter. After some brilliant play down the right wing from Jaden February, he beat his man and took a shot that was saved by Bluebirds keeper Jack Alnwick, but luckily fell back to Jaden and he put it on a plate for John Akinde to tap home. Then just 5 minutes later, after some clever passing from Bandera and Reed, Jaden finds himself in a similar position and after turning his man, played a lovely ball into new boy Jack Taylor to open his account along with John Akinde's for the season. Now we can't talk about this game without talking about Davide's red card. Am I saying it was a red card? Well, yes and no. For me, he had no idea the player was there. You can see what he was wanting to do, try and bring the ball down and run into the space. Unfortunately, when that doesn't happen and you catch an opposing player in the head at that height, there was only one outcome. Thankfully, the Cardiff defender Jamalu Collins was able to make a full recovery and was on the bench for their home defeat to QPR. And then the less I talk about the penalties, the better. We all know what happened there. In conclusion, I think we played really well against a very, very good Championship side. And for me, my man of the match goes to Jaden February. Now moving on to Bradford City. Our first league game of the season against a very good Mark Hughes side. Last time we visited Valley Parade, we were holding on to a very impressive 0-0 draw, right up until the 90th minute when we switched off and conceded 2 goals in 3 minutes to lose the game 2-0. One thing that is plain to see after the first 2 games is Taylor is a goal scorer. He charged down the Bantam's keeper, Harry Lewis, like a prime Stephen Gillespie and getting a touch as Bandera follows up the loose ball and Taylor is able to slide it under the keeper to make it 1-0 inside the first 10 minutes. After that goal, Bradford piled on the pressure, with their top goal scorer last season, Andy Cook, having several chances but unable to make one count. The Bantams kept coming though, when just before half-time Bradford attacked down the Colchester right-hand side and substitute Tyler Smith's shot was parried by Goodman, only for it to be nodded into the empty net by Clark O'Dore. Second half started and O'Dore goes close again when he hit the bar with a half volley. But in the 58th minute, Captain Connor Hall steps up to make a challenge and O'Dore taps it round him for Alex Patterson to fire home and make it 2-1 to the home side. Later on into the game, after a nice little run from youngster Bradley Ihoven, he played the ball into the path of Matt J, who then set up Junior Chamadou, only for Lewis to make up for his earlier mistake and pull off a good save. For me, my man of the match for this game was Owen Goodman. Over 280 of you made the trip to Bradford on the back of the trip to Cardiff on Wednesday, and again were nice and vocal all game backing the boys. We won't look into the table too much until about 5 games in, but here's how it looks at the moment. But that wraps up this week's episode. I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone for the love and support on the first video. It really means a lot. Don't forget to head over to Twitter and Instagram and give us a follow at UpTheUsOfficial, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will be back next week when we talk about the 2 home games against AFC Wimbledon and MK Dons. And remember, as always, up the U's.